Digital 410 Productions proudly presents the Waterman and D-Train Show.
Digitized live in that computer studio in Cape Coral, Florida. It's the Waterman and D-Train Show. I am one of your hosts. I am D-Train. There's Dave, and broadcasting from Las Vegas via Skype is Gordon Abernathy. Hey, fellas, what is going on with y'all this week?
What's happening?
It's mulch season. Woo!
Yeah, bro, I noticed that. There's bags even busted on the side of the road, man. People
Everybody
are
loves
just
mulch season.
loading up on the mulch, man. I've probably seen at least 3 bags busted up on the side of the road over the weekend.
Well, when you're getting 6 bags for $10, you can just throw it away.
Yeah, they're just stacking their trucks up, man. No doubt about it.
I secure your load.
You guys don't really do mulch out there in Vegas, though, Gordon. You just spray paint the front, don't you?
No, we got mulch, man. We're not that fake.
Come on. I remember in Los Angeles, a lot of people's yards were painted green. I mean, it's not even a yard, it's just concrete, and they paint it green to make it look like grass.
What part of LA was it?
That's down in the South Central District.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, so, it was kind of funny back then, because you'd ride by and it's like, it looked good. Or they'd put that indoor-outdoor grass out there, that fake stuff. Did you ever see that?
Yeah, actually, a new guy down here from Reno refers to it as Vegas grass.
Yeah, it's the indoor-outdoor grass, man. They just, lay it on top of the concrete in the front of their house, man. It's kind of cool, dude. You don't have to cut it or nothing. Just pull it up and replace it when it starts getting all faded out. Why not, right?
You got it.
They put it on all the medians out there, don't they?
Say that again?
They put it on all the medians out there, don't they?
No, it's rocks, man. We go for the desert landscape look to save water, and not really on the medians there, just in people's yards. And to be quite honest, this fake grass is starting to look better than the real stuff.
Yeah.
Well, it's easier to maintain. That's for damn sure. You don't have to weed it. You don't have to cut it.
Water it.
No, well, that's the big.
Fertilize it.
Well, and that's the big thing out there.
Yeah.
That's why they go that route, because them being in a desert and never having any water to their name.
A lot of cacti, right, in the medians.
Yeah, we got that big ass lake, and we get less than 3% of that water. It all goes to Cali.
Yeah.
Good chunk goes to Arizona and Mexico.
Yep, that's that Colorado River, man.
Redistribution of water.
Bro, you seen the size of those pipes going through the mountains range over there, going from the Colorado down into the LA basin. I mean, those gigantic tubes going over those mountains. You ever seen that?
Yeah.
Isn't that wild?
I thought that was the internet. I thought the internet was made up of a series of tubes.
Right. Probably, who knows, bro? What's that, Gordon?
I was going to say, and yet, California's got that big-ass ocean, but they don't have any desalinization plants.
Well, they got one down in San Pedro, if I'm not mistaken. They started it years ago, but I don't know if it's still in operation or if they gave up.
That's because it'll take way too long for the government to issue the paperwork and do all the environmental impact studies and all that crap. It'll take 40 years just to build one plant.
Yeah, especially out there, man.
I tell you, environmentalists and even that state gets in their own way. So down in Primm, there is a huge reflector mirror concentrating solar plant. So, think back to these movies, these action movies where these guys are in this whole thing. A bunch of mirrors reflect right up into a tower.
Mm-hmm.
So it's in Primm. They weren't going to, environmentalists actually put a stop to this environmentally friendly power plant because of the desert tortoises. So now you get the environmentalists getting way of themselves. But the interesting side note, once this thing was up and running, is if a pigeon flies over, it's smoking before it hits the ground.
Yeah, it's basically cooking it like you cook ants with a magnifying glass.
That's pretty funny, man. So then birds, man, as soon as they see, no doubt, exactly, like a magnifying, just roasting them.
Now if we could just find a way to get all the pigeons in Vegas to migrate that way real quick over a couple of days.
Yeah, you guys got a boatload
Problems
of
would be
pigeons.
solved.
Boatload of pigeons, man. Even in Southern California, just pigeons everywhere. Pigeon crapping. All these old people out there feeding their damn pigeons. Think it's fun.
Yeah, it's actually against the law here now.
Yeah.
It's funny, the cars you see that these are old jalopy cars, people who look half homeless, their cars loaded with every belonging they have, and they are just pulled over in a parking lot feeding the pigeons.
Well, how did the jalopies, how did they not get eaten up in part of the Cash for Clunkers program back in the day?
Yeah.
That's a good question. I mean, now they all have and D-Train seen my post I may go even crazier with. So we've got these tags out here that are classic rod vehicles.
Yeah.
They're meant for classic cars. Rod's usually modified. No more. You can put no more than 3,000 miles on it, but it gets you out of the smog check.
Right.
And ever since they've cracked down on scooters and now require you to have a license and a plate on a scooter, I'm seeing more of these cars everywhere.
Well, I mean, we have the historical plates down here. Once again, they're for the classic cars, intended only for car shows and all that stuff.
Say antique on them.
Yeah, but I'm talking like Saturns from 1995.
Get out of here.
Shit like that. Oh,
really?
Yeah, it's all over.
So they're just finding that loophole so they don't have to pay for that smog check, huh?
One of the cool things Florida does for people with antique cars, like let's say you have a 65 Mustang.
Mm-hmm.
If you go on eBay and you find a 1965 license plate from Florida,
Right.
as long as that number is not in the system, they will actually register that as a modern day license plate so that when you have your air correct car, you can actually have the air correct license plate on it with a registered tag, and so you don't have to have the modern plate on your old car.
That's pretty cool.
Pretty
That's
cool.
pretty cool.
Wow, I'm surprised.
Yeah, I learned that back in the day when I was hanging out with the hardcore Volkswagen Beetles crew. They would go on eBay and they would try to find plates for like their 53 Beetle. They try to find old ass plates and stuff.
Right.
It's even harder that it has to be Florida plates.
Yeah. Well, boys, I hate to switch gears here, but I'm a little upset.
What else is
this
new?
weekend? Well,
You're always upset.
No,
You have your
because-
feelings hurt more than a
Yeah, you're always
13-year-old
switching
girl.
gears.
no, man, my feelings aren't hurt, brother. My feelings aren't hurt. What I'm up, this is and this even's going to probably pertain to you, and you might even have some information on this, Gordon.
Okay.
I have been told that you now need a permit to panhandle.
Yeah, of course.
Fantastic.
You have got
I
to
love
go and get a permit to panhandle.
Yes.
What? And the only reason I found this out
Because
is
they're trying to prevent you from panhandling.
Well,
with the assumption being if you don't have enough money to live, you're not going to have enough money for a panhandling permit.
Well, I was talking to a fellow panhandler, and
What are those meetings like?
do we just
Hey,
you
brother,
just,
you got a quarter? I don't know. You got 5 cents?
yeah, just talk to him, man, and say, hey, what's happening?
Hey, Dave.
How's your day
One-Eyed
going?
Pete here.
What's up, Pete?
Man, we got to talk.
Yeah, how's your corner doing today?
Well, that's the problem, Dave.
Yeah,
You're encroaching on my territory.
yeah, I've been known to do that.
That's my spot, man.
Brother.
Everybody knows the corner of Veteran and Del Prado is the territory of One-Eye Pete.
Yeah, I get you.
And
I
first
get you.
off, I don't appreciate you tagging my area
Mm-hmm.
with the title of your shitty-ass podcast.
Oh, don't you dare
That's my
say
area.
that, son.
That's One-Eye Pete's area.
Bro.
Anything that goes on there is me. I branded that area, and you're encroaching. You're
No.
coming.
No.
You're hitting up my pigeons,
Not no more,
my
man.
johns. You're taking my coinage, and then you're tagging my pole
You're damn right.
in my area with your shitty-ass podcast.
Hey, brother, it's a free world. If I want to stand next to you and panhandle, I will, and guaranteed I'll out panhandle you
That's a good way to get a
any
shank
day.
in your ass.
But I'll tell you
think,
what.
How do you
I'll
think
respect you.
think I became One-Eye Pete?
I will respect you, Mr. One-Eyed Pete.
Because of the brawl back
Because,
in '83.
Yeah, and you're holding
Big
that
Steve.
sign that says you're trying to get to Virginia. Okay, I get it. You're
Hey,
trying
it's
to
a
catch
classic
ride.
ruse.
You're
What a
trying-
better way to get money than to have a one-eye guy such as
Oh, yeah.
myself trying to pretend I'm trying to get to my kids in another state, even though I live
Absolutely.
3 blocks down in a tent. Well,
That's the guy
it's
I
a
talk
lean-to, but I call it a tent. But once again, that is my area.
Well,
I
I'm
don't
going to
appreciate
go
you
across
encroaching.
the street because you're catching traffic going southbound. I'm going to catch it going northbound.
You
People
can't
coming
go across
from the,
the
bank.
street. Everybody knows that that's Sheila's spot.
Oh, well,
Sheila's
Sheila's
been
going to...
holding
Well, you know
down-
what? Let me tell you something. I got plenty of spots there, One-Eye Pete.
Then why are you
Yeah,
encroaching on my area?
1983,
Why are you trying to get up in
ragged
Sheila's
out
shit?
guy. Huh?
Why are you trying to get up in Sheila's shit?
Because Sheila don't need it, man. I'm hungry right now. She's not standing here now. So
She's
that
been
corner's
working the
free,
block
son.
of the ABC Liquor since 1985.
That corner's free, son.
No, that's Sheila's spot. Mine's across the street. I'll tell you what. I talked to the guys,
Mm-hmm.
and we had a decision,
Yeah.
and we figured we'll give you Pondella over by Orange Grove.
Oh, yeah. Pondella Orange Grove. Yeah, just what I need. That's where all the fellow
Gentlemen.
panhandlers live,
Hold
man.
on, gentlemen. I am a representative. My name is Todd. I am
Yes,
from the
Todd.
International Brotherhood of Panhandlers.
Oh, yes, Todd.
you got to get with the hall. We got to sit down and suss out whose corner is whose. And by the way,
We
when
have
I
that.
believe you still owe your dues from last month.
Oh yeah. The permit dues. You know, that's why I'm panhandling right now.
By the way, we need to unionize to fight against this permitting crap.
Yeah, what's the
And first
deal?
off, Dave, this week was your week to
I
bring the
know.
3-day-old donuts.
Yeah.
You know, if you go down to the wholesale bakery thrift store, you
Yeah.
get the 3-day-old donuts.
Well, the dumpster wasn't that good this morning, man.
I'm telling you. But anyhow, we need to unionize because
Yeah.
the fact that the city and the state want us to get permits to panhandle is cutting into my margins and my overhead.
One-eyed Pete, I need you to take that one eye and look at me. That's where I'm from. The International Brotherhood of Panhandlers. We are a union representing you.
So you can solve all of our panhandling issues and needs, correct?
That is correct, but we also need to collect our money.
Turn your mic down.
It has to get wet too.
You're splattering. It must be those union mics. They splatter.
Yeah, using those
It's
union
using
mics
bullhorn.
over there. But seriously, boys, check it out, though. Really. I mean, apparently that's the deal. You got to get a permit now to panhandle, and I'm not so sure.
Where do we hold the panhandling convention? I mean, first
Yeah.
off, the odor has to be tremendous.
Oh,
It
it's
can't be
god
inside.
awful. Well, the gentleman.
I don't think the Moose Lodge is going to allow that.
No, we didn't. Or no VFW. I don't know where we could go, boys. Well, there's probably a good abandoned house down the corner. We can go all just go squat in. And,
Like a nice trap house?
Yeah, and that's a good trap house. We can have our convention, panhandling convention, international convention of panhandlers.
So Dave, are you saying that you're having an issue with the permit issue?
Well, I find it offensive because why in the world? I mean, I get they're trying to weed out people hustling on the street. I get it. You know,
it's annoying.
it is annoying, and you see it
And it's a
happening.
sham.
And it is a sham because you see people riding off in Mercedes
Yeah,
and
I mean,
stuff
60
like
Minutes
that.
has done multiple stories
Yes,
about these
they
cats
have.
where they'll fall, especially out in L.A.
Yes,
They'll
they
fall
have.
them 3 blocks away, and then they get into their car, and they've done studies, and they found out, like, these cats are making, like, $15 an hour.
Oh,
tax-free.
even more. Yeah.
Well, what my thought is it's another useless law that cannot be enforced. I mean, these are people who do not operate under the laws of society as it is. So why even enforce it?
Yeah.
Because it's a harassment law.
Yep.
It's also a probable cause law. And see, if I'm an officer and I see Dave and One-Eye Pete having a discussion over by the Starbucks,
Right.
I can walk up to them and ask them for their permit. And then when they don't have it, I can claim through their horrible body odor, I detect the smell of narcotics.
Yep. Yep.
And now I got to search him.
You been drinking? Yeah, you been drinking?
And it's probably an easy way to expedite somebody off of business property.
Oh yeah, get them off there
Oh,
quick.
I mean, what about no loitering? Doesn't those signs allow you to?
Yeah, but if you're on the
Show 'em the way.
sidewalk in front of a business, you're on free property, I guess, in a way. I mean, it's city property, but I mean, you're not on the business property itself. You're on the sidewalk. The reason I do hit this subject is because I seen the guy and I talked to him because I've seen him for 2 days, and I had to stop today because I was just kind of checking him out, and he literally had a sign that says need to get to Virginia, please help. And I was like, and then he's sketched, and I talk to sketchy people, man, because it's I don't care. And the dude started, he's like,
feather.
Hold on, time out, dance break.
oh yeah,
Hold on. So I never played this song. This is one that I also produced back in like 1999 on my old compact Rosario.
nice.
And the reason I don't play it, if anybody recognizes that voice, that's Rodney Dangerfield. I made this techno song, and then I actually captured by using a microphone in front of my television clips from Caddyshack,
Nice.
which is why I don't play this. The reason I bring it up now is because Gordon was listening to last week's podcast. He's
Yeah.
like, and this was real low in the background. He's like, I think I heard the TV bleeding through your walls. And so I went back and listened to it, and it was because I accidentally played this.
It was just nice and mellow in the background. Hey, you can crank my headset up just a little bit more, man. There we go. The old compact Rosario, huh?
256 megs,
Nice.
1.4 gigahertz processor, AMD.
Dude, top notch. Top notch.
I produced that on a little program called Fruity Loops, little 8-track.
Oh yeah, we've talked about that program.
That says it all, folks.
That's it. Show's over. But yeah, I don't know. So obviously Las Vegas, panhandling.
Don't even get me
I
started.
know, brother.
Thanks for the kind words, David. Via Facebook live video chat,
Yeah.
David said you guys are the shit.
Thank you, brother. Thank you, David. Right on.
Apparently, we were talking about our panhandling problems, and
Yeah.
Martin Marzika, a guy I went to high school with, like said, he's a school teacher up in the Bronx, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And he said that it reminds him of the ice cream wars. Apparently, the ice cream trucks had some turf wars in New York a few years back. And
Oh,
it kind of made big news.
Turf wars with the old.
No, fuck with Big Frosty.
Yeah, dude.
Now, did you have that problem when you were hitching and towing?
What's that?
Were other tow truck drivers like claiming areas?
Oh, yeah. I
Like,
ran into
that accident happened on my street.
I've ran into that a couple times, and
For those of you who don't know, for a short period of time, Dave was a tow truck driver.
2 years.
He survived 2 years despite the fact that one of his first jobs, he dropped a Vespa off of a
Flatbed.
flatbed truck.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to understand the image of a tow truck hooking up to a Vespa.
Well, man, you got a bike dolly because you tow Harleys and stuff too. So there's
Old
a bike
lady.
dolly.
Old lady with no friends with a pickup truck. She probably had AAA.
Yeah, so I showed up.
Give us a call. 772-207-4150. Now, real quick, a while back we did a half-ass review on the fine people of Arm the Animals Clothing Company, and they sent me some T-shirts, and they also sent me a 20% off coupon.
Nice.
Now, if any of you have been eyeballing the Armed the Animals T-shirt line and you would like 20% off, give us a call, 772-207-4150. First one calls, wants it, gets it. I will, after we talk to you, I'll just have you instant message us your information, and I will mail it out.
Beautiful. That's a nice gift to give away there, buddy.
I went to the movies last night.
You did?
Yep.
Oh, hell, man. You've been going to the movies a lot now. What'd you see?
I saw the movie that a week ago I said is the laziest superhero name of all
Oh,
time.
no, you didn't.
Captain
Marvel. No.
Well, I'm interested. Why are you saying no?
I just can't. I
Asked me to
just
see Captain Marvel, and
just-
I said no.
I don't know. It just seems that movie just seems to be way overhyped.
Well, here's my curiosity. Is one, as we've stated before, I am not a comic book person.
That you say.
I haven't seen very few of the tie-in movies, the movies that share the same character,
Right.
same storyline.
Timeline.
And so I don't research this stuff. I don't go out and see what the word on the street is, what the word at the convention is. But I had heard that some hardcore geekers were a little perturbed with this movie or was taking issue with it. Now, I learned a long time ago when going to Cedar Point and Kings Island not to listen to the hype when it comes to the new roller coaster, because more often than not, once you ride it, you'll be greatly disappointed because it never lives up to the hype.
Right.
So I try not to.
America's Roller Coaster.
Thank you
Damn
for riding
Space
Cedar
Mountain.
Point, America's Roller Coaster. That's so funny. At the end of the day, those guys are so tired.
Oh man.
And it's
yeah.
not on a tape track.
Right.
So it's like 7 p.m., right?
Right.
Cat's been out there since 7 a.m.
Yeah.
You get off the Mantis. Thank you for riding Cedar Point, America's Roller Coaster.
Burned
But
out.
anyhow,
Dude, you got to get.
was this
buzzed up.
opening weekend for that movie?
Yeah, this was. Yeah, this was. Yeah.
Because
I
the
think
theater was
it
packed,
popped off Thursday or Wednesday.
and I'm surrounded by one a lot of ladies, obviously because
Oh,
the
yeah.
main character is a female.
Brie Larson.
But a lot of 20 and younger, 20-year-olds, right?
Yeah.
I'm trying to pull up the IMDb on this because, once again, this is a half-ass review, so I don't have all the details like the director and all this crap. It's right in front of me on my cell phone because I don't do show prep. But anyhow, I went to this movie, and I figured, what the hell, why not? Captain Marvel.
Yeah, check it out. Yeah, Brie Larson.
Director Anna Boden. Okay, so chick director, and Ryan Fleck. Writers Anna Boden.
Mm-hmm.
Now, was the original Captain Marvel a dude or was it always a chick?
I've always been under the. If I remember it a guy. I remember it was a guy.
Okay, so
I hope this isn't some Mandela effect happening to me, but I remember it was a guy.
So if there's any comic book cats on there, was Captain Marvel or Marvel originally a chick or a dude? But anyhow, I went and saw this movie, and now when the Marvel logo comes up on the screen before the movie, they've changed it a little bit. Now it's a montage of all the Stan Lee
films and
just his little
characters
cameos in the movie.
Oh,
So
okay.
everybody gave
Really?
that a standing ovation.
Well, yeah, now that
Because
he's
he passed away.
yeah.
The first 15 minutes of this movie is like watching a live-action version of Destiny, the video game.
Really?
It's pretty insane because they're on space and they have like a lot of holograms. They have these uniforms that remind me straight out of Destiny. They're on this one mission. They got a sniper up in the hills using a sniper rifle. Looks straight out of Destiny. She's picking off these aliens as they're running towards them.
Yeah.
So if you're a Destiny cat and you don't care for comic books, you might want to check it out for that. Over and all, like I said, I don't get into the hype. I'm not a comic book person, so I'm not saying, oh, it's blah, blah, blah. It was a pretty damn good movie.
Was it that good? I mean, really?
I was actually impressed with it. A lot of good laughs. There's a lot of laugh out loud.
There's been a lot. I heard that.
The coolest thing, though, for me, being an old fuck, is once they get out of space and they land on Planet 3 5D, which is the alien universal code for Earth, whatever the code is, I probably got it wrong, but it takes place in 1996.
Weird.
And so the very first scene, she comes barreling through like a meteor right through the roof of a Blockbuster Video.
Get out of here. That's kind of cool.
And you see, and all the music is 90s music. There's a lot of,
really?
Like a lot of posters on the wall, like Smashing Pumpkins, Siamese Dream CD had just released. There's a lot of garbage.
Soundgarden
during one of the fight scenes, because it is a pro-woman movie, it's great. One of the fight scene montages, they kick off No Doubt's I'm Just a Girl.
Oh, really?
And so there's a lot of 90s stuff in it, which is really cool. But once again, I'm old, and that was my prime. That's my high school time.
Yeah, right.
You know, just like my parents, they always look back to 70s and the 60s. I'm Gordon's, a lot of his cats, especially the girls, look more fondly at the 80s. But high school was my prime, was in the 90s. And so I'm not giving anything away, but after she walks out of the Blockbuster Video, she runs into a security guard, and she's like, where can I find the communication device? To which I loudly say, Radio Shack.
Yeah, right.
So he points across the mall at a Radio Shack, and then that gets a laugh.
Dude, how did you know? Did you see this movie already?
But it's just, it was it was so cool because as I was telling Gordon yesterday,
got into it.
Watching all the 90s stuff, it didn't feel old to me.
Right.
It didn't feel throwback. It felt like, oh, that was yesterday.
Much
like I'm sure whenever my parents watched something that took place in, like, Days of Confused, something from the 70s, it doesn't look weird or dated to them because that's their memory.
Yep, absolutely.
Whereas I'm surrounded by all these 20-year-olds and younger, and they're
looking at it going,
well, the same way we looked at Dazed and Confused when we were in high school. Like, wow, that's so long ago. Look at the crazy clothes. And so when she ditches her uniform to better blend in,
you're right.
She walks around with a 9 Inch Nail shirt on all the
Get
whole
out
time.
of here.
So there's a lot of cool 90s references. There's a lot of characters. I wasn't aware this was a tie-in movie with another. I'm trying not to give away all the detail.
Yeah, this is tying in.
If you're not a comic book person and you're looking for a fun movie, if you have daughters and you're looking for a strong female
lead, mentor,
role model, or what have you,
something,
great movie, a lot of laughs, a lot of good actors in it. There's a pretty decent twist in it and a plot twist in it, which went through great. But so you got a Destiny aspect. You feel like you're watching Destiny at the beginning. Then you have a lot of cool shit that takes place in the 90s. There's a lot of tie-ins into some of the other superhero movies, and all in all, I give it a B+.
Really? Is that good? Better than the Spider-Man animated?
Like I said, the Spider-Man animated movie was a visual masterpiece.
I haven't even checked it out.
The writing was good, but visually, I think it broke all kinds of grounds in animation technology. I thought that was, especially as a guy who grew up doing art and likes art, I just thought that was a visual masterpiece, and I loved it. There is another Spider-Man movie coming out. So they're running that train into the ground.
Oh, yeah.
There is another Spider-Man movie coming out.
Well, they're alongside Batman.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, they're wrapping up this whole Marvel Phase 1, with Thor and Iron Man and
all the tie-ins.
All the tie-ins. They're wrapping all that up.
So they can have a huge big one, kind of like the Guardians of the Galaxy
Infinity War movie. That I guess is the name of the. They already got the title.
And so if you are a superhero fanboy, I'm not sure if you got to tie your allegiance into the people who are complaining about this movie. I don't know if you're an independent thinker and you want to check it out. If you're not a comic book fanboy and you just like good action movies and you grew up in the 90s and you want a little throwback to your youth, check it out.
I'm going to have to check it out, man. Now you got me interested. I didn't know that it was like a period piece in a way. No pun intended.
Dan Hoy, another fellow I went to high school with.
Dear God, Dave.
Dan just joined us via Facebook Live. He said, keep up the good work, guys. I'm going back and listening to your old shows.
Right.
I'm glad to see somebody. Now I know who he is because I've been telling Gordon, hey, somebody's going back and listen to old shit.
Really?
Yeah, I'm seeing it in the stats. I'm seeing somebody's hitting up the old stuff. And you can hear the progression from when it was just me and Dave.
Yep.
Stilted voices.
Our microphones
groove. Yeah, we're just figuring this shit out.
To get the groove
and
going.
There's definitely a huge change with our comfort level. Now we got Gordon here. And for those you hanging out with us each week, hold tight. Big things are coming.
Yeah,
right
man.
now, we're limited on what we can do as far as guests and things going on the show because this is my house, and I don't want people in my house, especially late at night on a Sunday.
Yeah.
Hopefully within, I was hoping to have been moved by now, but let's give it a 6 month. Hopefully within 6 months, we will be in a public location.
That'd be nice.
To which at point we can do more stuff in studio. We can have guests in, maybe local bands, local comedians, and all that. And so we will actually have more of a show opposed to two assholes sitting in a room talking to a microphone while standing up a World War II
right.
collection, which is also why Gordon's joining us so that we have more views. And it's not just me and Dave, but we all have our own political thoughts and own different views and all that. But
life experiences, man.
But yeah, go check out Captain Marvel, and I say that intentionally because you'll know why once you see the movie. It reminds me, every time I hear that, it reminds me thinking about the 90s, going back to a Tribe Called Quest. I went to Carvel for a milkshake.
Yeah, speaking of that, man, speaking of, female superheroes, bro, I got to tell you, I am freaking head over heels, bro, for this Wonder Woman. No, come on, I know women mess me up, man.
No, I got to tell you, I've broken you of stoked. I've broken you of dude.
Yeah, what I just
But you're
say?
still holding on to I gotta tell you.
Did I say that?
Yeah, you say it a lot.
Do I?
And for those you new to the show, this is the crutch gun.
I forgot about. Well, I don't. I'm not
Dave has a lot of crutch words.
Well, everybody's you got a crutch word. Well, bro, I just say things,
Well, I have one.
man.
It used to be In That Nature. If you go back to listen, a lot of What's the Scuttlebutt podcast, my World War II based podcast, a lot of it in the early days is In That Nature, things of that nature.
I'll get rid of it, man. I'll start catching myself more. So, anyways, this girl, man, I'm telling you, bro, unbelievable. And she plays Wonder Woman in the DC universe.
Okay.
And that's that Gail Gadot. Have you seen this woman?
She's
Israeli.
She was in the Israeli army,
Yes,
does the
she
Krav
was.
Maga and all that. But yeah, she's pretty hot.
Whoa, man. Great actress, but just funny person. I've caught some interviews of her.
Hey, good luck with the casual sex.
Yeah, right.
I mean it. No, because you won't get it.
Nope, not from her. Not one. Won't even get a look. Won't even
Throw
get
you
a
a couple
look.
of nickels and keep on.
No,
Yeah,
she's
bro.
his ass.
Maybe if I'm holding a panhandle
It would be like Dave at New World Fit and Fitness all over again when we had him down there and the girls were doing Krav Maga on him. Bro. But she would just totally kick his ass even more.
Those girls were whipping my ass, man. It was kind of good. I don't know, man. I was kind of, enjoyable.
Can we talk about rules to polite society?
Sure, buddy.
So, for the first time ever, I accidentally left some expensive equipment in Atlanta, Georgia, at a World War II event. Luckily, the cat I left in his tent, he brought it back to Tampa.
Mm-hmm.
But that's a long haul.
Mm-hmm.
Now, last weekend, there was a World War II event up in Mount Dora, Florida, which is out above Orlando.
That the one we went to last year?
Yes, that's the one I took you to at the tanks.
Yeah, man.
Well,
That's
a
cool.
listener of my show and a friend of mine named Eric Chadwick, he tends to do German reenacting. He went to that event and got my web gear and took it back to Naples.
Sweet.
And so today he was working in Fort Myers and brought it over to Cape Coral. And I went over to Cape Coral. I'm in Cape Coral, but I went over to meet him and got it. But I took a $20 bill with me.
Yeah.
Because in polite society, when someone goes out of their way
I can see that.
to bring something to you,
Uh-huh.
it's only polite to offer them some money.
$2.
Now, Gordon probably knows this answer, but in the polite society, his job is to do what?
Say, not man, I'm good.
What would you say, Dave, if you dropped off something to mine and I went to give you a 20?
Well, there's two me's, bro.
Taillights in like 2
You gotta
seconds.
remember, there's two me's. Now, if I have cash, I'd be like, hey, bro, don't worry about it, man. It's my pleasure. I'm just glad you got your stuff back. But if I was strapped, I'd be like, yo, dude, no, really. But see, you
would
might
take it.
But see,
Regardless,
no,
you
but
would
listen,
take it.
no, listen. Then you would say, no, I insist, and I'd say, no. But you're gonna go, Waterman, I insist. Take the 20. Okay, okay.
I gave him a What's the Scuttlebutt sticker,
There you go.
and I handed him the 20. He said,
Yeah.
no, thanks. I said, well, we're doing this in a Starbucks parking lot, so it probably looked like a drug
Yeah,
deal.
look like a dope deal.
I said, well, can I at least go buy a coffee? He said, no, I'm good. I got to meet a lady. But on the way back, I was thinking, there are unwritten rules to polite society, and that's one of them. Is anytime somebody goes out of their way to do something,
Yeah.
you offer them a gratuity.
Yeah, a little bit of something.
But there's also the unwritten rule. Usually that person says, "No, I'm good, thanks."
Yeah, absolutely.
But if you didn't offer the 20 and they didn't have the chance to say, "I'm no, good, thanks," then chances are someone may think you're a dick.
Yeah, then they're going to go, man, that guy was a complete asshole, man. You sure, I went out of my way, picked it up, drove it, and dude just said, hey, appreciate it, man. Thanks. Didn't say, hey, you hungry? Bite to eat maybe. Coffee, like you say, here's $10, here's a 10
Money for
spot.
gas, thank you very much.
Yeah, man, here's a 10 spot, here's 20. Hey, man, appreciate it. No, yeah. But I see, yeah, absolutely.
You would take the money.
Bro, look, man.
Regardless.
Look who you're talking to,
Yeah,
man.
I'm talking to Dave, the motherfucking Waterman.
You're talking Dave, the motherfucking Waterman, bro. I don't turn... Dude, if I see a fucking dollar bill blowing in the wind...
He's an asshole, sir.
Down the street, bro, I'm chasing that
That's
fucking
because-
dollar.
He's an asshole, sir.
No, it's because I'm fucking hungry, man.
How many
I need
assholes
a
we
burger
got on
or
this ship
something, man.
anyhow? I know that.
No, come on.
He's an asshole, sir.
No,
You know
sir.
that.
If somebody did offer you 20 for, going out of your way and you take it, how long would it take before that's spent, and what would it be spent on?
Oh, bro.
Beer and cigarettes.
Yeah, bro, fast. It'd be gone. It would take me not even 1 second.
Straight to the corner store, huh?
Corner store, put a little gas in. Just
You would
enough.
put gas in your dad's ride?
Hell yeah, I put gas in the car, man.
What, like $2.50?
Fuck no, bro.
No, you're the cat who goes in there, right?
No.
No, here's the
First of all, I can only run.
Gordon,
high-tech.
you're the clerk at 7-Eleven, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
here we go.
Walk in, all right? Yeah.
Help you, sir.
Yeah, can I get a pack of what do you got on sale back there as far as cigarettes go? Because I usually roll my own, but I came
here
into a
we
little
go.
windfall.
Get these basic lights.
Yeah.
What about the GPCs? What are those
Yeah.
going for?
Yeah.
That's going for about $8 a pack right now.
What about Seneca?
Now I was looking. Let me get a pack of those. Let me get the Seneca 100 lights.
Mm-hmm.
And
Okay.
I was looking in the back, right?
Yes, sir.
I noticed there was some glass on the floor by the beer cooler.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Now, my nose when it comes to beer, I'm like a bloodhound.
Yeah.
I could smell the smell of natty ice on the floor.
Damn right. Shit's about to go out of date.
And I noticed there's some glass on the floor, which tells me that somebody dropped some of your natty light. Now that also tells me that you can't sell an incomplete 6-pack of beer.
Oh no.
So why don't you go back to the cooler? You find that broken 4.5 pack. You bring that up there and you give it to me for I don't know, $1.10.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's make a deal.
All right, man.
And whatever I got left over, I'll take 2 of them scratchies while you're at it, will you?
And then the crescendo.
Yeah. And then I'm out there.
Whatever's left after that, go ahead and put on pump 3. So I put some gas. in
How
my
much?
dad's
How
ride.
much on pump 3? 223. I'll take it.
Do you smoke a cig at the gas pump?
Not anymore, dude. Not since I got blown up.
Yeah, Dave got blown up by.
I got caught on fire, bro.
We have
bad.
a lot of new listeners. We know Dan has gone back and listened to some old shows. If
Sweet,
you can,
man. Appreciate
if
it,
you
Dan.
can do that within 30 seconds, give us the Dave blew himself up story.
Oh, you want me to give it to you? You want me to tell you real
In
quick?
30 seconds.
All right, 30 seconds. All right, check it out. I went to work. I was working at a marina on Sanibel when I first moved here from Los Angeles. And I was doing a shift change, and somebody had taken fuel water separators off a boat. Now, for you that don't know,
It
boats...
separates the water from the fuel. Continue.
Exactly. Thank you. And so somebody threw a bunch of those into a trash can, put the lid on it, left it sit in the sun, so it literally baked for 2 days, building fumes, and I was doing a shift change, went over, was talking to the other guy that was leaving, making sure everything was good to go, was getting ready to jump on the forklift, went over to the trash can, lifted the lid, talking to my buddy, lit a smoke, and...
Boom!
I mean, blew me back about 15 feet. From my stomach up, all burned up, man. My eyebrows burned off, man. Face burned up. It was horrible. My arms were skin dripping off. It was the worst freaking thing. And then the guy takes a hot hose that's been sitting there.
Well, that's because the water sits in the hose
you
with
know
the
what I'm
pressure
saying?
on it. Sits out in the hot sun.
And so he's, I'm on fire, and he's squirting me down with the hose with this hot ass water. And I remember I was in such shock, bro. I literally ran across the street, and then once I was not on fire anymore, ran across the street, and then just jumped into that ice machine.
Yep.
Just laid in there and waited for
So-
the ambulance.
I understand that this is a tragic incident in your
well,
life.
and for those of you guys who like to make fun of Dave's nose,
Yeah.
now you know why the tip of his nose is gone. Because
Absolutely.
after that incident, his protective layer of his skin that protects him from the sun is gone because most burn victims aren't allowed to be out in the sun. But Dave, Dave's Dave, and he has to scrap, and he's out in the sun all day, and so he has skin cancer on his nose.
Yep, and it's come back.
That's
man.
why he looks like Skeletor.
Yep, it's come back, man. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. I'm
Just
a good-looking guy.
visualizing everything, though, and I know it was a serious thing, but I just keep thinking of some comedy that was written, and this was part of it.
No.
From my end. And I get that it was horrible for you.
I could see that as a D-line story, like in Something About Mary, or just a passing scene, or Me, Myself,
horrible.
and Irene, or something like that.
It was horrible, man. I went through over 12, 13, probably almost 16 months of therapy, man, where they take Brillo, bro, and they call it debreeding. And what they do is they take like Brillo pads, they give you a piece of leather to bite on, they shoot you up with about 5 shots of morphine, which doesn't even help, and then they scrub the open wounds, bro, because they got to get all that skin off because it'll turn into an infection, man. It was the freaking worst. Absolute worst. But that's why I got skin cancer now and all that other stuff. It just doesn't stop, man. It's crazy. It's crazy. But anyhow, forget about that. So I don't even want to think about that, man. Unbelievable. Hey, you guys hear about this
What's
Sperry
going on in
boat?
Dave's world?
I was about to say, man, well, you know what? It's been pretty lax, to be honest with you. Oh, I went to the Everblades last night.
Woo! Let's go Blades.
Yeah, we won, buddy. We
How
won
many fights?
4 fights. We won in a shootout. I didn't know it was Star Wars night, so it was quite animated there.
Now, technically you didn't win, right?
Who?
The Everblades. You said you won in a shootout.
Oh, they won in a shootout. Yeah, excuse me, I didn't
Technically,
win.
they didn't win.
Well,
They do that for the fans.
because it was a
Back how hockey
3-3.
games work is every hockey game
Well,
is worth 2 points.
Yeah.
And so if the Everblades would have won outright, they would have gotten 2 points for the season, and the points are calculated to find out who goes to the finals. Since it was a tie, each team got a point.
Yeah, they got.
Well, back in the day, that was very unsatisfying for the crowd.
Yeah.
That, okay, it's a tie, go home. So then they started to incorporate the shootout simply so that the crowd can say, oh, our team won. But technically it's still a tie. No team won because they still only get 1 point apiece instead of the 2 points they would have got if they would actually won.
Gotcha.
But that is something that hockey started doing because the
do,
fans were getting very pissed off that they would go, it was a tie, game over,
Yeah,
go home.
yeah, right. Okay, I can see that. I'll tell you this: I was quite impressed with the turnout last night. I've heard that the attendance has been low this past season. Man, they were parking all the way out into the grass out by the dorm rooms over there.
Well, that's because it's no longer Germain Arena.
It's Hertz.
It's Hertz Arena, but from Hertz Rental Car.
Yeah.
And they originally wanted to paint the entire place yellow, but the city said,
They still got yellow.
There's yellow, but it's
like a pinstripe
it's
style.
staggered, and it's not the entire building. They want to do the whole building Hertz Rental yellow.
There's no way. It sticks out now with it the way it is.
It's so
From the
weird.
freeway, you see it.
And I know this is local and really don't help those of you in Ohio and Vegas, but this hockey arena used to sit in the woods.
Yeah.
Which really helped out the character because we're Florida. Our mascot's a alligator named Swampy.
Mm-hmm.
And so looking at the place, you feel like you're in a swamp.
Absolutely.
Well, that area of town is where FGCU is. After we became Dunk City back 5-6 years ago during March Madness, the college is blown up. The town has gotten bigger, and so they've torn down all the woods, and now it's surrounded by condos.
Mm-hmm.
And so you really lose the feeling, and that's part of the other reason why they didn't want a big bright yellow turd in the backyard, because you got people in these high-end condos staring out over it at night.
Dude, I've had some good times at that place. I had the Secret Service drag me out of there, man. That was pretty rad.
You saw Trump there.
Yeah, I saw Trump.
I saw Avenged Sevenfold there. I saw Hollywood Undead there. I saw Guns N' Roses there.
Yep.
I saw
Perfect Circle I've seen there. Skinner, ZZ Top.
what the hell's the country?
Styx.
What the hell's Merle Haggard? Stan and I went and saw Merle Haggard.
Did you see Merle Haggard?
Before he died.
Yeah, man. Now that had to have been killer. I would love to have seen Merle Haggard before he passed.
Willie was supposed to play there twice, but both times it got canceled.
Really?
Yeah.
They were probably scared Willie's going to be bringing
No, the first time he was sick, and the other time I think was after a hurricane.
Yeah, I tell you. No, I had good times at that arena, man. A lot of memories. A lot of memories, man. But it was packed. It was slammed. That's once again, real quick. It was just so packed. I was going, what the hell's going on tonight? But then I realized, it's Star Wars night. So they've got everybody's dressed up, and the young people coming out to the games, man. Whoa.
Yep.
I didn't really
It's a good-
realize.
It's a good time. The place is so small. There's not a bad seat, and
Yeah.
regular run-of-the-mill tickets is about the same as a movie ticket. And so
Right.
instead of going to a movie, you can go out and see a live hockey game for 2.5 hours.
Mm-hmm.
And the beer prices are about the same as any bar, so you're not wasting a whole lot of money. Not that
Yeah.
you buy your own beer.
Yep. No doubt about that. No doubt about that, man.
That's good. That's good because beers at T-Mobile Arena at an NHL game are $17 a piece.
What?
Yeah, that's horrible.
We have probably
17
got
bucks
the
a
most
beer?
expensive arena in all of the NHL. The
That's
cheapest
insane.
seats we were able to get at the time off a legitimate website was $75, and it was up in
Whoa.
steerage. Great view, but it was all the way up there.
Damn, dude. Man, you gotta have like $500 to go to a game.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Easily. Wow.
Definitely not the disposable income I am currently flowing through my fingers right now.
Nice.
Have you ever been pulled over for obstructed view in your car?
No, I haven't.
No.
You know, I'd always hear rumors that if you had all that shit hanging off your rearview mirror,
I've
you could
heard that
potentially
too.
get pulled over for obstructive view.
Yep.
The reason I ask is because this happened twice in the last 2 weeks. One I was going to bring up, I think 2 or 3 weeks ago, we were talking about hardcore Christians who make other Christians look like assholes.
Huh.
And you're talking about the cat who goes out and protests every event that comes to
Yep.
town with his bullhorn and his professional signs. He's like the cause heads on PCU. He's got the flip-up aluminum pre-printed signs. He's out there with the bullhorn.
Yep.
I saw this cat twice driving through Cape Coral. One, he was driving on a 6-lane thoroughfare with a speed limit of 45, and he was doing 25.
Oh, God.
Every window, including the passenger side of his windshield, had a poster with handwritten Bible passages on it.
I've seen this dude.
He was driving down the street with a Bible out the window.
What?
You couldn't see, holding his Bible out
No,
the
I haven't
driver's
seen him
side,
do that. I've
driving
just seen the
slow.
car.
Every window, including the passenger side of his windshield, is completely obscured with poster board and handwritten. And then another day, I saw a lady driving. And have you ever thrown like an envelope or piece of paper up on your dashboard?
Yeah. Oh,
What
yeah.
happens?
Nuts when
The
people do that.
reflection, you know, I mean, you see the reflection in the window, in the glass.
Exactly. She had, I don't know if they were McDonald's Happy Meal toys. I don't know what they were. But spread across her entire dashboard, she had the infantry of child's toys ready to go to battle, lined up.
What the
And they must
hell?
have been 3M taped down all the way across the dashboard. It's like, how are they not reflecting up and creating obstructive view
Distraction.
and
Yeah.
causing you to wreck your car? It's like, dude, I mean, I hear people getting pulled over for window tint all the time, which is clearly a
Absolutely.
probable cause stop.
Yeah.
But what about the people who literally have insane shit in their windshield blocking their view?
Yeah, they got all those bouncy, like, little figurines with the heads, and the heads just bob around and stuff, you know?
I mean, I can't even throw one envelope on my dashboard without
Without
it driving me
reflection.
nuts.
Yeah, I hate that.
Let alone having a whole regiment
Yeah.
of child's toys ready to go to war. I mean, they're literally lined up
Same.
shoulder to shoulder all the way
That's
around.
ridiculous.
Oh yeah, it's the same type of people who could live with a smoke detector going off.
You're
with
right.
a low battery.
There was a car parked over by the grocery store by my house.
Yeah.
It literally, from floor to ceiling, all the way around, with the exception of the driver's seat, was just trash. Like bags and just trash. You could not see. It was like almost if you would have taken, like, if you would have put a box in the driver's seat and then filled the rest of the car up with expanding foam and then
Right.
removed the box so you can sit. That's what it was like, but with trash, like plastic bags. It's like, how
So
do
it's
you...
like a hoarder's car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's people that just they'll
But
ride
if you
around.
get in an accident and,
Oh.
there's hard material in there, not just plastic bags.
Yeah,
you're
an
gonna have-
airbag goes off, turns something into a projectile,
Yeah.
and get stabbed in the throat.
And not to mention the
How
extra
many
weight.
police officers probably see this and then they're like, I need to pull this. It's just not going to be worth it.
Oh, let me tell you something. Working in the tow truck business, I've been involved in a lot of officer and pullovers, shall we say.
Uh-huh.
And there's been cars that I've looked at, and I'm going, how do these people? They're just packed with. I mean, I get they're probably homeless or something. But bro, like you say, the dashboard's just covered in stuff.
It's freaking insane.
The back seats just packed up to where they can't even use the rear view mirror. You know, it's like, what the hell, man. 90% of the time they'll uphold those cars away. And
Yeah,
then-
90% of the time that's just trash in their car.
Yeah,
yeah,
it's just laziness.
and yeah, you take them to the tow yard, man, and they never show up to get them.
Hell no.
They never show up. Never.
And the crazy thing about cars, and the thing that drives me nuts about cars as far as getting dirty and what have you, it's like, it's a car. You get into it, you go to your destination, and you get out. So whatever you take in with you, why can't you take it out with you when you get to your final destination?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. If you're eating something, throw it out. You know, if you're eating, because there's people that just throw bags and bags and bags of fast food junk on the floor, man, and it just piles up. Or they get a package and they just, unwrap it right there and just throw the box and stuff, right there on the floor. Jumper cables.
Well, it's like I've told him before, and he's actually been on a show, and
Yeah.
he's not ashamed of it. He admit to it. My old buddy from Grove City, Brad Williams, when we drove from Columbus to California and back, I sat in the passenger seat, and we had food and this, and that, and the other thing. Well, like 4 months later, I drop like my keys or something, and I go to dig underneath it. I find the corn dog that I had bought on the way to
Get outta
California,
here.
and the thing had been sitting in there for so long.
Did it look the same?
No, it was
Petrified.
like, yeah, it was petrified. I mean, it looked like a freaking tree limb.
Some of these fast food places or gas stations have so much
Preservatives.
in there that it just looks the same. And I hear McDonald's burgers are notorious for
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Oh yeah, man. And here, speaking of that, man, why is it a thing? Because every time I get like a Coca-Cola from McDonald's, it seems to taste better than a Coca-Cola from
You're fucking insane.
a gas station.
You're insane.
Am
Every
I?
Coca-Cola at every fountain drink, not even Coke, Pepsi too. You ever notice a Mountain Dew from Taco Bell and KFC never taste like Mountain Dew, but they all taste the same?
Hey, maybe
None of those and that's insanity. Is
But I've
all
heard.
Coca-Cola and Pepsi got their start through soda machines.
Yeah,
before they had bottling.
Yeah.
But the Cokes at any fountain machine, I don't care where you go, they taste like shit. They don't taste the way they're supposed to. And I even tweeted Coke when they came out with that stupid machine that has 200 flavors.
Yeah, you
I
said
said,
that.
how-
That's
I have to
ridiculous.
say, I think the Freestyle machine has a more consistent flavor.
I told them
From-
instead of paying your engineers to design a machine that produces 200 flavors, why don't you pay them to design a machine that actually produces the flavor of Coke?
Yeah.
Because they never taste like Coke.
Yeah, no. Well, maybe I'm just mistaken because it seems as though they got the best tasting Coke out of all the fast food places that
Except
serve
early
Coke.
in the morning when they just put that machine together, there's a little hit on the back end of that Coke that tastes like sanitizer.
Yep, that's the same sanitizer that the nipples were sitting in all night.
Oh man, that sucks. Man, no way. I'm not.
Since we're on the topic of food, I'm going to get a little controversial here, and I'm going to be a little delicate.
Oh, shucky
Is this a
ducky.
trigger warning?
It could be a little political.
Oh, we're hitting politics now,
No,
man.
not
I mean,
politics,
come on
but
now.
everything's political nowadays. And
I
so
know
this
it's
could
too
be political.
it's freaking overwhelming. There's too much of it.
There's some angry social justice warriors out there.
I'm going to be very generic about this because I don't want hurt feelings. And people aren't here to defend themselves.
Uh-oh.
And
Let
so
it rip.
I'm going to be very delicate
Oh,
about this.
please do, man, because I don't need no trouble.
This isn't about you, so
thank
shut
you.
up.
Shucks.
This falls under the category of unintended consequences. We know that there is an issue with kids who are quote-unquote suffering from food insecurities.
What?
These are kids whose parents are dirt fucking poor or they're losers and they reallocate their finances to alcohol and weed
Drugs.
and all that shit.
Yeah.
So the kids don't eat as often as they need to. And so the schools, bless their heart, and I'm sure Martin, if he's still listening, can identify with this. The schools have taken away the barrier to entry when it comes to food. When I was a kid and we first moved to Ohio, my parents were finding their way. I, to this day, remember in second grade, I was on the food program where we got like discounted food. I'd have to take a check-in. They gave me a little white card, and I would go through lunch. It was prepaid at a discounted rate, and they would punch it. And the kids knew you're poor, but it is what it is. We're still paying for lunch, and if you didn't have the card or you don't have lunch money, you didn't eat. That's the way it was. But now with all the food insecurities, and rightfully so, the schools are concerned about children who don't have access to food. And so the breakfasts are now free. The lunches are now free. And at least at the elementary school level, a majority of the classrooms have some sort of snack available to them, whether it's goldfish crackers, Teddy Grahams, what have you. They're available for the children to eat whenever they feel that they're hungry.
So all carbs and empty calories.
Yes, and that's the thing is when you're trying to provide substance to a child who may not eat Saturday and Sunday, he may not eat
Right.
again until Monday. You
Trying
want to
to
give
load
them the
them up.
most highly loaded, unhealthy
Mhm.
shit so that it sticks in their body and it
That
carries them
makes
through.
sense.
And it's very heartfelt. It's a great idea. But here's where the
Yeah, I was
unintended
about to say,
consequences.
what's the consequence here?
I know somebody who, through certain means and necessities, just acquired a child. And that child has been around a few years, bad parents, bounced around, has acquired poor eating habits. And
Okay.
when you go to the doctor says, hey, this child is at risk of child obesity,
Diabetes.
fatty liver disease,
Yeah.
and diabetes. And so the parents do what good parents do. They say, okay, we're going to crack down. They stop buying the junk food. There's no junk food in the house. There's no sodas in the house. There's no carbs. The child goes out and rides bikes, gets on the treadmill. During the summer break, loses 12 pounds within 3 months.
All right.
12 pounds gone.
That's success.
3 months into school, not only has it gained the 12 pounds back, but this child has gained 4 more on top of it.
Oh boy.
But the diet hasn't changed at home. Matter of fact, due to the change of diet at home, the two parents, one of them who doesn't work out, has lost 25 pounds himself just because of the diet change. When you don't have the carbs in the house, you don't have the candy, you don't have the soda,
Yeah.
not only is the child not eating it, but the parent is not eating it as well.
Yeah.
And so the child loses a tremendous amount of weight in 3 months. The doctor's happy, the nutritionist is happy. But all of a sudden, all the weight comes back. But the diet at home hasn't changed.
So
The candy hasn't come into the house,
Right.
with the exception of the holidays. Well, the parent had found out the child was packing lunch and eating breakfast at home. Well, because of this child's history and the fact that they suffered from food insecurities most of their early youth, we're talking like 3,
Yeah.
4, 5,
Yeah.
spent long periods of time starving, they have grown almost a borderline obsession with food. And so what the parent had found out is the child would eat cereal at home, go to school, walk through the lunch line, get the free breakfast. So now that child's had 2 breakfasts.
Double down, yeah, man.
The child would pack a semi-healthy lunch, eat the lunch,
And then,
then go through line
get another
and get
lunch.
the extremely unhealthy school lunch.
Yeah.
And so
Cardboard pizza.
now before 10 in the morning, they've had 4 meals.
Good God.
And then sometimes, if their parents running late and are at the after-school program, the child gets access to more food.
Yeah, they have
whether
like
it's
a
popcorn,
afternoon
nachos,
snack
what
of some
have you.
sort, yeah.
Not to mention that in the classroom, the teacher has, once again, the goldfish crackers sitting around,
Yeah.
the Teddy Grahams,
Yeah, true. True.
muffins, this and that.
Damn, man.
And so before 3 o'clock in the afternoon, this child has had 4 meals plus snacks.
yeah, eating junk. and-
Basically, unintended consequences being, and we all know childhood obesity is through the mother effing
Oh,
roof.
bro.
And so when you have parents playing the role of the bad guy at home,
Yeah.
setting the rules, trying to get the child to exercise and to lose weight because they don't want them to have diabetes, they don't want them to suffer from fatty liver disease, which, by the way, as somebody who works out, and Gordon also listens to Vinny Tortorich. He is a Hollywood fitness expert. He's the guy who does Howie Mandel. He has his own podcast, his own books.
Right.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Gordon, but didn't he say fatty liver disease never existed in healthy children prior to like 10 years ago? It was something that was basically a side effect to another disease?
Yeah, pretty much, and it was also backed up by several doctors. They're saying children, because of all the sugar and the high fructose corn syrup, their livers are getting to be close to a cirrhosis.
Get out of here.
So
Of an
imagine an
alcoholic.
11-year-old child with a liver that looks like that of a 6-year-old
Hardcore
alcoholic.
drinker.
Yeah,
That's
like their liver.
insane.
because of all the food. And so the unintended consequences is when you remove the barrier to entry,
Right.
whereas once again, back in our day, you packed your lunch, your parents didn't give you lunch money, so
Yeah,
you ate the
peanut
lunch
butter
they
and
gave
jelly,
you,
man.
and maybe one of your friends will let you tag some of their french fries when they're done.
Yeah.
But you sure as hell didn't have the option to eat 2 breakfasts, 2 lunches.
No way.
And to be super delicate about this,
Oh, man. That's
You can
Hardcore.
go to the teachers, and the teachers are supposed to be teaching healthy lifestyle.
Yeah, compassionate and
But when 30% of your teachers are not only overweight but
Yeah.
borderline on obesity themselves, they aren't
right.
exactly
provide.
understanding.
Right.
I mean, they do their role as a teacher by trying to, but they sure as shit ain't going to remove all that crap from the classroom because
Hell no, because they're probably eating it too, man.
and
You know
once
that.
again, they're concerned about the children who don't have access to food on the
Yeah.
And so, as a parent, what do? When you're in full control of your child during the summer,
Bro.
the proof is in the pudding. They
Yeah.
lose the weight. But now they're going to a building that has, put it like this, Dave, this don't apply to you, you've never been on a cruise, but if anybody's
No.
ever been on a cruise, even the Carnival cruise, the food is included with the cruise price.
Yeah, all
And they
inclusive.
have restaurants and cafeterias open 24 hours a day.
Right.
And so when you go on a cruise, if you're not careful, you will gain 10, 15 pounds just because you're in an environment, you're isolated, and
Right.
the only thing to do is to walk around, eat, and get drunk and gamble. But so once again, if you're in a building from 7 in the morning until 2:45 in the afternoon, and it's just lousy with free food,
Right.
and you're a child who has an obsession with food because of your horrible childhood, I mean, it's almost like taking Dave and putting him in a building with free beer
Oh.
and expecting him not to drink more than 2 a day.
No, that's not going to happen. It wouldn't happen. That's crazy. That's crazy, man. I didn't know.
And so what
it
does
was-
the parent do?
At that point, yeah, because I don't know what you could do.
You can
because
call,
you're
you
still
can
going to
call
want
the
the kid.
administration, you can call the teacher, but to
Yeah.
be fair to them, they got 25. If it's the teacher, they got 1,000 other students to look after.
And then they're going to think you're probably a bad, mean parent if you're calling up and saying, "Hey, don't feed my child. It eats."
But again, doesn't they have to have some kind of card or?
No, that's the whole point. There is no enlistment and there's no registration because that's embarrassing.
Right.
Once again, when I had to do it, yes, I was embarrassed when all my friends with money in line had cash.
Right.
And I'm pulling out this white card that everybody knows means I'm on prepaid discounted lunch because our family was poor.
Right.
And instead of me paying cash, they have
What?
to punch it with a card. There is no, it's not like your student comes in and pays for a month worth of lunch in advance. It's free. The government
Yeah.
makes it free to everybody. And so you're taking away that barrier to entry once again. It's like taking Dave, putting him in a building with free
Yeah.
beer all day
Yeah, it's
where he
no-
doesn't have to enlist. He just gets in line and expecting him not to drink more than 2.
Yeah, that
But
ain't happening.
don't they have school IDs that they have to have on them that may be scannable?
I'm sure there's got to be
But then
something.
that requires
So,
infrastructure.
and I guess where I'm going with this is to make sure that student A is in that school, and B, they can keep an accounting of who's needing this, who's utilizing it to maybe better create more programs and opportunities later, but also to flag people that, hey, your mom called, you're not allowed to do this. It's in the system, so it just comes up as no good, no sale.
That would require them to allocate money towards something else. All these
Yeah.
schools, no matter how much money they make, they're already broke. I know that our schools here,
Struggle, man, don't they?
they're getting money from the state, but then they go and make their professional teachers who went to college for years go down to a fast food restaurant and basically work for free at the fast food restaurant once or twice a year, and then the fast food restaurant donates 50% of all monies gained during that time to the school. And so you have these professional women and men who are professional educators who are essentially for one night busted down to working a minimum wage job for free at a fast food restaurant.
Right. That's
And
crazy.
They're not getting paid to be there. It's off hours. They're salary employees. So the teachers aren't making any money. The school gets the money. And then where the hell does that go?
Yeah, what the hell does a school lunch cost nowadays anyways, man? It used to be like, what, 50 cents in our day? Wasn't it like 50 cents or something? Maybe I don't even think it was a
Around
buck,
$10.
man.
Yeah, Martin just replied. They just pushed them in through the line to keep the numbers up and watch them toss the lunch right out the door to keep the state and funding coming through.
Really?
And that's the other thing is when
Thanks, Martin.
I think they have snack time at the school too.
Right.
And they give the kids carrots and celeries and
Well,
apples.
that's good. I mean,
and
something
then
healthy.
It all ends up in the trash.
Get the hell out of
Or
here.
it ends up in a pile at the back of the classroom. They don't eat that stuff. They only eat the
It's
cookies.
not sugary enough, man.
They're eating
Yeah, so
the
all
graham
the-
crackers.
all the
and-
healthy stuff that Michelle Obama wanted the school programs to put out there.
Right.
It's out there. It just doesn't get
It
consumed.
just doesn't get consumed.
And rightfully so. When I was a kid, if I could eat this carrot now, or I can wait a half hour and go get free cookies and muffins.
Well, wasn't that the big deal in high school when they started putting vending machines in, right? They were selling soft drinks and snacks that were just, the kids were literally just wiping out those vending machines, and they took them out. Didn't they do something of that nature?
I was talking about an old episode of Penn and Teller's Bullshit.
Right.
And Gordon, you may have remembered this, back in like 03. They did an episode on school lunches.
Yeah.
And the money behind it and how it's supposed to be healthy, yada, yada, yada. Well, they went to this school that was strictly a behavioral problem school. So, like when Dave got kicked out of his school and said education's not for you, he went to a school for kids that had all been kicked out due to behavior problems.
Yeah, night school, man.
One of the things the administration did, because this was a charter school, is they got rid of the federal lunch, kicked it out the door. They hired a local chef who figured out by going to farmers markets and local suppliers, they were able to produce a healthier lunch for cheaper, and that was more tasteful and more palatable for the same price, if not less, than what the school program was. And then they removed all the vending machines. No sodas. It was like teas, waters, low sugar juices, and all that. So they got rid of the candy, they got rid of the soda, they got rid of the federally designed school lunches. And I think out of an entire school of behavior problem kids, I think the behavior issues dropped like by 72%.
Really?
Out of a bunch of kids who've already been kicked out of other schools.
Yeah, I can see that.
Basically outlining the reason they're all dickheads is they're all hopped up on sugar all day.
Hopped up on the sugar and caffeine and just
they have no way to burn that energy off.
Yeah, I can see that. Because I just remember we didn't have vending machines in high school. I remember that. And hell, at night school we didn't even have a lunch. I mean, you left for lunch. You know, you got to leave the property. You know.
I tell you what threw me when I went from.
I know exactly where you're going. Go ahead.
When I went from Hamilton High School to Grove City, Hamilton had regular school lunches.
Hamilton was on the southwest side of Columbus, and I don't know why. Interestingly enough, no matter what state you go into, the southwest and the south side are always the semi-poor areas.
Yeah.
And then the north side. But anyhow,
yeah.
Hamilton Township was on the southwest side, and they had the normal chocolate milk, orange juice. And then we moved to Grove City, and I was in 6th grade at the time, and Gordon was in high school. And tell them what the lunch options were.
Once a week, your lunch option was Pizza Hut.
What?
The time of week, you could get burritos and stuff from Taco Bell.
Get out of here.
They had that in my 6th grade year. Once a week, pizza would come in, but that only lasted for that year. It may have happened before we got there, but I think the time I got out of middle school and into high school, that was gone.
Wow, man, I've never.
It was all the way through for me. It was there.
No joke.
By the time we got to Grove City High School, you had 2 options every day.
Yeah.
The carnival style hamburger on the bun with the cheese.
All right.
Or
like the ones you get at really bad ski resorts.
Yes, or the bad chicken patty.
Oof.
And then a thing of French fries.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is they had a limit on ketchup.
Yeah.
But no limit on mayonnaise. And that's where my habit of eating French fries with mayonnaise came from.
Okay, that makes sense.
They give you a big old thing of French fries and like 1.5 packets of ketchup.
Oh, that's.
But you could just grab 6 packets of mayonnaise, and that's where I started eating mayonnaise on my fries.
Started just consuming more mayo. That's real fat. Mayo's fatty too, bro.
And thinking back on it,
depending on
a high school and middle school is the only time in your life you will eat pizza and French fries while drinking a chocolate milk.
Yeah, no joke, bro. That is so true. Hell,
as an adult, when's the last time you went down like Pizza Hut or Moe's or McDonald's and said, "Yeah, let me get a cheeseburger, French fry, and a large chocolate milk"?
Yep. Oh no, hell no.
Well, you know what? I've actually made some chocolate milk when having a pizza delivered. That was pretty good. Kind of a throwback memory.
Maybe after you eat the kind of stuff you want something sweet, maybe I guess. But
you know what I miss when I drink my chocolate milk?
Oh hell, what?
The residual taste of soggy cardboard.
Oh, yeah.
Because only the dorks use the straw, right? The cool kids would crack that bitch open, squeeze it, and drink it right out of the cardboard case.
Or you gotta crack that cardboard open and it doesn't work right.
So they gotta spin it around.
Oh, yeah, and then you kick the other side open. And then you kick the other side and you're like, whoosh.
You gotta drink it out of a corner.
I wonder, do they even have that stuff anymore?
I don't know. The good days were Mexican Pizza Day.
Oh yeah.
Sign pizza.
They're like the size of a Pop-Tart, man.
Well, at our school, I don't
That's the way I
know.
order mine.
At our school, the difference between regular pizza and Mexican pizza is the Mexican pizza was in an octagon shape.
Oh
It
hell.
was shaped like a stop sign.
Yeah. Right. Okay.
Other than that, it was the same damn pizza.
Yeah,
Same
it probably
thing.
had Kraft Mexican blended cheese on it. I think that was about the difference.
Yeah. They weren't Mexican pizza day, man. Dude, that sounds really good right now. Mexican pizza, man. Sweet. Yeah, they were pizzas at my high school, man. They were the size of a Pop-Tart before I got thrown out. I remember that. What happened there? You hear that?
Yeah, that's weird.
It's me.
That you?
It's,
All right, that's cool.
No, it's Facebook.
Is it jacking up on us,
No,
brother?
I went to type on here, and since I clicked on it, it just brought the whole page up. It's just
Oh, yeah.
being
So I
loud.
have a question for you.
Sure.
Do you have any legit record stores?
Yes, we do.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yes, we do.
Vinyl.
I've got one here in Vegas called Zia Records.
Yeah.
And they did just move. I haven't been to their new location, but I walked into it, and it took me right back to the shady, dark record stores on Ohio State campus.
That's your microphone.
Is that my mic?
Yeah, hear it? Hear the
Yeah.
static? I'm going to turn the mic down. It's gone. Me and Gordon are nice and clean.
What happened?
I don't know. For some reason,
Oh,
that's your mic cord. I'm going to have to keep talking.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey, there it
There
goes.
we go. Okay.
Your mic cord has to be replaced. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
we
That
gotta get
static
it
came
on.
from your mic cord.
Okay, we
Hey, once
finally
again, we're
solved it.
operating on a shoestring budget, so if you
Hey,
want to help
man.
us buy new microphone cords and
Yeah,
things of
dude.
that nature, speaking of crutch words, if you want to shoot me, go ahead. Go to d-410.com, click on the merch link. Every time we post a show, I post a link to our merch, which is t-shirts right now. Buy some t-shirts. We're all about uniformity and transparency here, unlike the United States government. For every shirt you buy, I make $4, which isn't a lot, but it helps.
All right.
So go buy a Waterman 100 t-shirt, buy a Waterman D-Train Show shirt,
Yeah.
buy the all-new Digital 410 production shirts. They're the same logo as mine and Gordon's hats. They're up. If you listen to the What's the Scuttlebutt podcast, there's a bunch of those shirts. And support the show by helping
Absolutely.
that. And also, if you want to help support the show, support our sponsors. This episode of the Waterman and D-Train Show is brought to you by our friends over at ACT Computers. ACT Computers has been servicing Southwest Florida since 2004. They specialize in veterinary clinics and all small businesses. They also do residential repair, computer repair, laptop repair, cell phone repair. If you need them to install your Amazon Fire Stick because you can't figure it out, they can do that. They have been doing an inordinate amount of video camera installation lately. So you got some crap going on around your business. You need some cameras up. Give them a call, 239-283-1120. Now, if you're not in Southwest Florida, you can still help with the sponsoring of the show. If you're looking for antivirus, they can hook you up with antivirus for a full year, $25. If you're looking for online backup, if you're concerned about your computer crashing and losing all of your shit, they can back up your data from anywhere from 25 cents a gig to 35 cents a gig, depending on if you pay for the full year in advance or if you're paying monthly. So they can do online backups. If you're logging into a computer or multiple other types of applications remotely and you want to make sure it's secured from hackers, they offer two-form authentication. Once again, it's kind of like when you go to your friend's house and you're drinking a beer and you need to check your Gmail and you log into your Gmail from their computer because you don't want to deal with your phone. Your phone pops up and says, hey, did you just log into Gmail from another computer? You say, yes, it's me. If you say no, it won't let that person log in. That is two-form factor authentication. ACT Computers can help that with you as well. If you're having minor problems, as long as your internet works, they can log into your computer via their website. So give them a call at 239-283-1120.
All right. Thank you.
Gordon, it's time for news and shit.
Yeah,
news
man,
And
what
shit. We
do
don't
you-
have a jingle
shit.
for news and shit.
Yeah, we got to get some news and shit jingle. You're right, brother. What's happening, Gordon?
Anybody remember the Hall of Fame baseball slugger Babe Ruth?
Yeah,
who
come
doesn't?
on, who can, man? That guy's a legend.
So his oldest adopted daughter had just passed away out here in Henderson, Nevada,
Wow.
at 102 years old.
Holy shit.
There's a woman who's seen a lot.
Absolutely.
102 years old. Can you imagine, man?
Well, let's see. Let's go down the list. She's seen the advent of the car,
Oh, absolutely.
the proliferation of telephones,
2 wars.
2 wars, 3,
Well, 3, 4,
5,
yeah,
5,
5,
7
6,
wars.
7 wars. Yeah, now
All
we're
the
really
major
into it.
Modern wars.
The first person to land on the moon,
Yep.
the advent and proliferation of television,
Yep, TV.
Prob-
Internet.
Probably the advent and proliferation of radio.
Oh, absolutely.
The death and demise of silent films.
Damn, bro.
The advent of the internet.
Yeah, the internet.
Cell phones. Tablets.
Yep.
The first black president.
Yeah.
The first orange president.
Right.
She's seen a lot in her time.
That woman has seen it all, man.
Now, has anything cool came out of her
invention?
estate referring to Babe himself?
No, it's actually a little too early. She passed away, I believe, on March 10th or right around there, so just a few days back. But she was definitely surrounded by her family. She had lived a full life during that 102 years, and
Wow.
she was pretty sharp up to the end there. So it's really good to hear that she had her wits about her. But I just hey, that's awesome. To know that even locally we had Babe Ruth's daughter, even though she was adopted out here, and she passed away out here, but she was a champion of his legacy.
Yeah.
So she's done a lot for him and after his passing, and it was an interesting little story. I caught on to.
Yeah, kept his name relevant and made sure.
And then moving on, some scientists at the National Institute of Water and Atmospheric Research has found a USB stick
Huh?
Where?
in an
Yeah.
odd spot in a deep inside frozen seal poo.
What?
Yeah, they found it right off of New Zealand. It contained photos of sea lions at Porpoise Bay,
Yeah,
New Zealand's South Island. Man, I would like to go to New Zealand.
that'd be
Well,
pretty.
that
But,
just means an environmentalist got sloppy with his USB stick. And
Yes, yeah, and the damn seal ate it.
The only evidence they really got is the nose of a blue kayak. So it's interesting what happened. How did this USB stick get loose? And
Yeah.
the fact that it survived water going through a seal's digestive tract, still able to pull up some pictures.
Yeah, the dude probably got nailed by a great white on the kayak, man, and lost his USB stick, man. They're gnarly great whites down there around Australia, New Zealand, man.
Yep. And then you've got R. Kelly, right?
Oh,
Right?
God.
R. Kelly. Fuck him. I'm
R. Kelly.
done with it. Jesse Smollett, same deal. Fuck him.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the nice thing is he's looking at 16 felony counts.
Oh yeah, and his lawyer says that's excessive. But
Cook County grand jury has returned a 16-count indictment against the Empire actor Jesse Dildo. Cook County, that has nothing to do with his sexual proclivities. I just threw that out there. My bad.
I thought
Jesse
it was funny.
dickhead.
He's a dildo.
That could be taken the wrong way too. Jesse asked, "Oh, we can't get on."
Yeah, it's
Jesse the
political
liar.
correctness, man.
Cook County State's Attorney Office confirmed the incident, which they said was returned by grand jury on Thursday. Click here for more.
Yeah, we don't
originally
need. I don't
charged
want
with
no
one
more.
felony count of disorderly conduct for filing a false police report by Cook County State's Attorney's Office, which, interestingly, aren't you technically in Cook County, Gordon?
Oh, I'm in Clark County.
Clark
County.
is
Close
actually
enough.
Yeah, I
in
keep thinking it's
Chicago.
Cook too, but it is
Now the
Clark.
grand jury has returned 16 felony counts of disorderly conduct for filing a false police report and being a shithead. The TV actor claimed that he was a victim of vicious hate crime in the Streetville neighborhood on January 29th. He said two men physically attacked him while yelling racist and homophobic slurs, threw chemical liquid on him, and looped a rope around his neck, which we all know is now bullshit.
Bro, that sounds so bad, man. What a effed up setup that is.
The grand jury returned two separate sets of charges, one for each lie allegedly told. The first set are related to the Smollett told the officers about the alleged attack, including that the attackers called him racial and homophobic slurs, struck him with their hands, put a noose around his neck, and poured some sort of chemical substance on him. The second set of charges are related to the second interview Smollett had with the police about the alleged attackers later that day, saying the men attacked him from behind and fell on the ground, from which point the men continued kicking him. Smollett also told the police on occasion that one of the attackers was white. Two sets of charges corresponded to two sets of the police officers Smollett allegedly lied to. Charges of felony disorderly conduct filing a false police report carries a possible sentence of probation in 3 years. Smollett already pleaded not guilty the first disorderly conduct charge. He was taken into custody and posted a $100,000 bail and was free.
Oh,
Expert believes he is likely he will strike a plea deal and potentially not spend any time in prison. But as we said when this all started, he needs an itemized invoice from the fine people of the police department in Chicago and make him pay back all lost time and labor and wages.
Yeah, taking people away from doing what real cop stuff. Good God, man. This guy. Hey, his career's done.
Yep, rightfully so.
There's no doubt this dude's going to have, he's no Robert Downey Jr. And he's not going to make a good comeback. Well, Robert Downey was messed up on drugs.
Gordon, you got anything else on your list?
Yeah, I got one more here, a little lighter story. Unless you're this gentleman, but there's a South African, Rainier Schimpf.
Oh, who was that?
Yeah, well, that's the dude's name, Rainier Schimpf.
Rainier Schimpf.
F. Yes.
Right.
Say it real fast, right?
Rainier Schimpf.
Fast and hard.
Rainier Schimpf. Yes, exactly. So he was filming a sardine run. Do you know what a sardine run is?
What
sounds stimulating.
Man, this is getting real
Is this
squirrely.
a real story?
This is getting real squirrely, Gordon.
This is almost as
ocean, right?
This is almost as false sounding as the Smollett
Yeah,
story.
okay. All right,
Okay.
Rainier Shrimp and the sardine run. Hit me.
Yeah, sardine run. This is where gannets, penguins, seals, dolphins, whales, and sharks work together to gather fish into a bait balls. Okay, so he's out there snorkeling.
Oh, what an idiot!
He's watching the sharks because this is off of South African coast.
What an idiot! I know exactly what you're talking about.
Shut up! I know.
Sorry.
So all of a sudden, he was watching the sharks, but wasn't paying attention to some of the other creatures in the area. All of a sudden, the water turns dark around him, and he gets into the mouth of a whale.
A whale shark.
No, a whale.
This is some straight up Pinocchio shit.
Dude.
A 15-ton whale.
What do you get? Another day older and deeper in debt. Saying,
well, don't
you call me 'cause I can't go. I owe my soul to the company store.
Well, a humpback or something, huh?
It was
blue whale.
It was not a humpback whale. It was actually a bird's whale, BYRDES.
What the hell's a bird's whale?
I've
never even heard of those.
Off South Africa, but he is a tour operator. So, according to him, he goes, I was busy concentrating on the sharks because you want to know where and if a shark is in front of you, behind you, left or right. So we're very
focused if they're white?
on their behavior. Suddenly it goes dark. He estimated the whale was 15 meter long.
Did you bring race into this?
Yeah, what are you doing, Gordon?
You need to know if he's white? Is that what you said?
No.
That's
the
what
water turned dark because of the big ass whale coming up.
And you said, and you need to keep an eye out for sharks because you need to know if they're white.
Yeah, you need to know if they're white. You're thinking.
To your right, to your left.
Oh.
Or behind you.
I thought you were attacking white
All right,
people.
yeah.
Situational awareness, right?
Very good.
Damn rednecks down there. You just take things the wrong way.
Hey, now, step back.
Estimated this whale was 15 meters long and weighed 20 tons.
Damn.
He said there was no time to fear at the moment, just pure instinct. And what happened was once he felt something had grabbed him around the hip, he knew instantly it was a whale. My next thought is, firstly, he can't swallow me because I'm too big. So that was kind of an instant relief. Also, he realized that the pressure on his body from the whale's mouth did not increase. It actually stopped at a certain point. So I'm thinking the whale's like, okay, what the fuck is this? When you go to eat something and you push down, but not all the way because it's just something's wrong, right? Fortunately, the whale did spit him out, and he got loose. But
whoa,
interesting story.
And then the victim was heard saying,
"Please take your passage, cocksucker."
Dude, that's gnarly stuff. I'm gonna tell you, those bait balls when you get your sharks and tuna and whales and everything, that they get those big bait balls going. That is a trippy experience. Because I did something stupid, drinking.
No way.
Yeah, I was drinking heavy, man. Started off like at 7:30 in the morning, starting to drink. I was going on a fishing trip out to Anacapa and Santa Cruz Island in Southern California. And by about noon, I was feeling good and toasty. Fishing, having fun. Well, my dumbass, because I spent the night before, of course, drinking and chopping up bait fish with a damn meat cleaver all night long, making these god-awful chum buckets, right?
Did you get fish poisoning?
No, dude.
I learned what that is today by watching Wicked Tuna.
Oh, you go. What is that?
One of the captains got fish poisoning. It's when you have a cut on your hand and you're dealing with the chum and all that crap,
Yeah.
and it gets into your bloodstream and you get blood
No
blood
joke.
poisoning from it. Yeah, from all the bacteria.
I've never had it.
They call it fish poisoning.
Oh, well, thank God I've
Dude's
avoided
arm
that.
swelled up like a freaking wolf ball bat.
Well, dude, this is the whole thing. Is I would go out
The
like
red ones, yes, I know people. The yellow wiffle ball bats are
Yeah.
thin, but I'm talking about the big red ones you used to use as a kid.
Yeah.
Back off.
But I went out. I was out at Santa Cruz Island, man. I was in this between Santa Cruz and Anacapa, and I had the chum bucket going, man. And there was just a slick out there, and there's all I was catching sharks and stuff. Well, a pod of seals come by, and I'm at this point just loaded. I actually got a video of it, man. I'll have to show it to you. I'll have to post it up. But I'm getting loaded. And I decided to put on my snorkel and fins and jump in with the pod of seals.
My butt itches.
And as I jump in, man, I'm swimming around, I'm buzzed up. And these things they're mean, man. Seals are mean, bro.
Yeah, they are.
They are mean creatures. And they're kind of like nudging me and stuff. And I'm like, yo. And I'm effed up pretty bad. So I remember looking down, because I had my mask on. I remember looking down and sure enough, bro, I'm not joking you, man. There was a great white, couldn't have been maybe 8 feet, maybe a juvenile, swimming below all those pods of seals, man. And I damn near walked on water, bro, back to the boat, man. I was freaked out. Jumped on the boat.
And I think we have some audio footage from that.
Correct.
Fuck you, you fucking fucks.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I said, you little bastards are mean, man. You look so cute when you're bouncing around in the water, but you get in with them, man. They're a bunch of assholes. It's the truth. But yeah, bait balls and chum.
He's an asshole, sir.
Yeah. I've done some asshole stuff.
Asshole. Major asshole.
Yeah, ain't no doubt.
So what led you to it'd be a great idea besides being drunk?
Yeah.
To jump in the water with all the seals.
Because I wanted to swim with them, man. I thought it was
He's an asshole, sir.
I thought it was a good idea. And be honest with you, it was cool for about 30 seconds. I was like, this is cool, and then they kind of gang up on you a little bit, and you're like, nah, this ain't cool, because they think they're gonna drown you, man. Nipping at
off fuck mode, huh?
Yeah, well, yeah, because they're nipping at your flippers and stuff. And I'm looking down, and then that's when I see the big. I could have sworn it was a shark, man. I could have sworn. I got the video. I'll show it to you. Unbelievable.
Well, that is going to do it for
Hope I make it. Oh,
another
yeah.
episode of the Waterman and D Train Show. If we said anything within the last hour and 5.5 minutes, I hope you found something positive to take away from this episode of the Waterman and D Train Show. Life is short. Life is hard. Do the things you need to do to take care of yourself and your family, but find time for yourself to reach out and do the things you've always wanted to do. Don't be a what-ifer. Be a, hey, I fucking tried. What do you want from me? And live your life to the best you can, because one day you may wake up dead. Gordon?
As I said last week, be good to each other. I could be head up on a at Aegis 1974. And have a great one.
Right on, Gordon. You know what I gotta say? Don't swim with sea lions, man. That's a bad move. They're murderers. You can catch me at Dave_the_Waterman on Instagram. That's the only social media account that I'm allowed to participate with. One day I will be back on Facebook, but other than that, I'm glad everybody tuned in. And hey, boys, another great show, man. Thanks for everybody tuning in. Right on, right on, right on.
Ride in my El Camino.
right. We're back because I got a very special thing I wanted to announce. D-Train, I'm going to be making a special guest appearance on the Unsupervised Podcast on Tuesday. And that is the Unsupervised Podcast I'll be guesting on Tuesday. Chrissy and Bill and the gang over there have been very nice to invite me over for a little sit down and chat. So we'll see what they got to say, and we'll cross promote and do have a little bit of fun, man. But once again, that is the Unsupervised Podcast.
Hope I make it. It's a risk, but I'll take it. Feeling like I'm living stuck in the basement. I'm just trying to get higher. Higher placement. Life is hard, but I'll make it. I can't wait. Wait a long time, I'm anxious. I've just got to get off this pavement, so they hear me across this nation.